And just like that, we are free and clear. The back's a little close to the dock, squishing my fender back there. Thank you. Yeah, much better. Looking good. Okay, Sam asked me to let him know when he's clear of the dock. It's a little different. In fact, I think I'll go, well, I'll just stay right here because we used to have a dinghy, so there's more to clear. Okay, you're clear now. So he can turn. Now, this is a tricky getting out of here because it is very, well, there's a lot of shoaling here in the middle here, so we have to stick close to that wall over there. Read the notes that are in Active Captain and Waterway Guide. Sam updated them. Anyway, he was sitting in the bridge and saw a boat run aground, about a 45-footer right there in the center. Now, fortunately, they were able to wedge themselves off of it, but read the notes. Make sure you do that before you come in here to Chesapeake at Chesapeake City. It looks a little slow this morning, and it is a bit early. It's around 7 o'clock. And why is it so early? We have to leave at this time because of the tides. Yes, that is correct. We are up here in Maryland. We are still working with the tides, and we cannot wait to get through the locks, or to the locks, I should say, in New York, so we will not have to worry about tides and plan around those. I didn't really care for locks in the beginning. You might remember that, but when I learned how to do it, then I love them. And I love them now because you don't have to do a lot of extra planning because of the tide situation. Anyway, let's go to Cape May, New Jersey. Yeah, it's very bright out here. Unfortunately, Sam has the sun in his eyes while he's trying to move along. But real quick, because the water's smooth, I wanted to come out and share with you that I placed all our fenders in their holders and then secured them to the railing with our fast fender. Today we're going to be going through the Delaware Bay, and it can get pretty bouncy. There are huge barges and container ships and all kinds of giant traffic out there. In fact, I lost a couple of champagne glasses the first time going through because I just was not prepared. This time, it's not gonna get me. So I come outside, make sure everything is secured, like the fenders, and nothing is flapping around. All the fenders are up. I already checked the port side, so I think as far as the outside goes, I'm ready to go. So I also have to secure everything down here. So you see the lamps are there, anything that was up there on the shelf, I put down here. The lamps there, over, got a flag up there I put down. There's nothing up there that could fly through the air and cause any damage. Over in the kitchen here, when I'm done recording with you, I'll put the dishes up. I do have, whoops, a lot of good that bungee did me. I have some bungees that I secure the doors with. Right there. And then back in our bedroom, I bungee the shower door to that, and then I of course lock the door in the back because our first time through, I think that's about all I do in the bedroom here. Our first time through, that door was wide open whenever we had our pictures taken in front of the Statue of Liberty. It's kind of embarrassing, but anyway, a lesson learned. So anything you have in your boat that could fly away that you don't want to lose, just make sure it's down and secured. I am going to clear, I noticed I'm going to clear this shelf off too. Make sure there are no hazards. And so I also got to go find a bungee cord to replace that. And then secure some of these doors as well. I do have a bungee on my refrigerator. Thank you to whoever put this up there, the previous owners of the Here's to Us. They put a bungee cord so to secure these doors, because they will fly open if not battened down. So anyway, make sure that before you go into rough water, you've secured the outside, you have secured the things on the inside, and now you're ready to go. Sam spotted this. It's a tow pulling a train. Gotta get a closer look at that. Oh yeah, look at that, all kinds of stuff going behind him. And he's even pulling, looks like some kind of tower back there. Wow, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. It's a train. That thing's pulling that thing. Cables between. That little barge is pulling that little barge. And look at, ooh, it's a dredging operation. Look at that one. It's got those long rubber cable things. This is so cool. Where else could you see something like this? This for sure is the longest. Now we've probably seen barges that long, but I'm not sure. It keeps going and going and going. And here comes the caboose crane-like structure with a shed on it. Just another day on the loop. We're just now getting ready to hit the Delaware Bay. Look at the water out there. That is a beautiful thing. Flat. Now all we got to do is watch for the big container ships to make sure we don't get waked. It's one thing getting waked, right? We know how to handle that now, right, Sammy?
That's right.
It's another thing fighting the waves and getting waked. That's just too much. We're to the part in the Delaware Bay where we got the Homer Simpson smokestack going. I think he works over there. And look what is coming up ahead. One of those giant ships I was telling you about. We tragically lost some champagne glasses the first time through. This time we're much better prepared. And you know what? You didn't know how to handle the wakes back then. You just kind of rode it out. But now,
Yeah.
you got a strategy.
Yeah, you got it under control. He's not putting that much wake, but there will be a swell.
You want to share your strategy?
Yeah, well, you just kind of turn into it at about a 45, at least a 45 degree angle. Between 45 50 degrees.
Crystal sunrise.
Yeah, Crystal Sunrise. She's about 700 feet long, and it's making way at 14.5 miles per hour.
It doesn't look like it has a wake at all.
Yeah, it doesn't look it, but you'll see it.
Okay.
You'll see a little swell here as we go by it. And
those
of course,
always have the wow factor.
Yeah. Very cool.
What were you gonna say?
I said, here comes the wake here now, so.
Okay.
I'll say wake. It's
I don't
more like
see
a,
anything.
More like a swell out there.
Yeah, it's.
So you really don't want to take those parallel. So hey, you know, we got a good
Oh, this.
70 degree.
This is what came off the front, right?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
it's not the back. Oh, combination of the front and the back.
This looks like the back right here. awesome.
Yeah, so not bad. And the
Not bad
bay
at all.
today is pretty docile. Not much going on in the bay, and we're actually riding the current out and
Saving some fuel.
yeah, saving some fuel.
I just hope tomorrow goes this smoothly.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I got to take a look at the wind and the apps and everything and see what's happening. So
Because tomorrow we're going out to the Atlantic Ocean.
yes,
We got bad memories going out on the Atlantic Ocean.
yeah.
Trip number
Well, that
3.
was trip number 3. Yeah,
So you're holding up 2 fingers.
this trip corresponds to trip number 2 and trip number 126 if you're watching. And trip number 2, like Rev said, we didn't know what we were doing, and we were talking heads at that time.
We're talking
And,
heads right now.
Yeah, but a little bit different format for you going through this third one. So, and trip 126 was much easier. We've been over the territory, so now it just seems like it's working out. We timed it, the weather, the tides, and just magically happened. So we're praying for good fortune the next couple days till we get up to the Hudson River and figure out our strategy from there. So looking forward to on this trip, you know, as we're positioning the boat for a winter siesta, we are looking forward to the Erie Canal and maybe a little bit cooler weather and visiting some more of the places that we did before and some new places.
Bring it on.
Yeah.
The water was so flat during this trip that I was able to do a lot of cooking. I made that, and believe me, it tasted better than it looks right now. But I also made some wings and some steak bites and some cheesy chicken, but I'll put a link to that cooking video so you can see it was separate from this. Check it out. Recipes underway.
Coming in from the west, eastbound on the canal, make sure you're looking at the tide and you're looking at the markers. Stay on the correct side of the markers. It's usually pretty busy there. As well as Utch's Marina, make sure you contact them. They will tell you X number of feet off of the wall and just follow their instructions. And again, it is tidal. So if you can time it near high tide or at least on a rising tide is good. And you'll really need to go slow and follow their instructions, and it will be bow in where the transients are. So thanks for coming along on this trip from Chesapeake City, Maryland to Utch's Marina in Cape May, New Jersey, a place that you definitely do not want to miss on the Great Loop.